All right. I'm here with Andy Vollmer, top 8 competitor of the highest cash prize tournament in pre-modern probably ever. However, I guess there has been maybe more distro in prize in cardboard. But this is New York, baby. We play for cold hard cash. Andy plays only one deck. And that deck is
Blue-White Landstill.
Blue-White Landstill.
No tides.
No
just pure
tides.
Landstill.
Impulses.
Yep.
Mana leaks.
Yep.
Counter spells. An absorb, a forbid.
No absorb.
No absorb.
Two prohibit. That's
2
the other
prohibits?
hard
Okay, so
counter.
10
Yes.
counters.
10 counters, yep.
Do we have meddling mages on the sideboard?
Nope, no meddling mage. So the sideboard, there's 7 sideboard cards. I have a 7-card sideboard.
Yeah.
It's 3 Annul, 2 Thawing Glaciers, and
Oh my
2
God.
Teferi's Response. And that's all I need for all my matchups. The other 8 are just red hate. Because
yeah.
I have a tough matchup against Goblins and Burn, so I just have 4 Blue Blast, 3 Chill, 1 Cop Red. But I didn't play any red today, so those were just totally dead
7-card sideboard,
Yeah.
top 8. Excellent run. So some people might say that Landstill is just a horrible, unplayable deck that should have died a long time ago. And yet you stubbornly persist, much to the demise of people who say such outlandish things. What has doing the Tide version of the deck been something you looked at and rejected? Is it just a comfort zone thing for you, or is it the staunch and opposite belief that your way is the best way?
Well, I've haven't actually played with the Tide version, but I've thought about it and theory crafted reasons why I don't like it. I've listened to you hate on Landstill every week for the last year.
I didn't say anything about
some
me.
people, I've listened to some people who host
There's no
podcasts
evidence of this.
disrespecting Landstill on a weekly basis, and every time my blood pressure rises and I want to prove you wrong. So
Yeah, the Arthur meme, the fist clenches harder.
yeah, exactly. So I was, absolutely locked into playing the deck and wouldn't even consider Tide because I have a point to prove here. No, seriously.
And you proved it. You proved it.
I think
right?
so,
Because
yeah.
you started 5-0, so you got to go draw
Yeah.
into the top 8. So just
Yeah.
undefeated, and then a tough top 8 match against, of course, David Kaplan.
Yeah.
Tough guy to beat.
Yeah.
On Mono Blue Dreadnought.
Still a very close match. The top 8 lost to Mono Blue Dreadnought. I don't hate the matchup. I think it's pretty 50-50 is my sense.
Yeah. Which is kind of crazy considering, where the matchup has been in the past.
Yeah.
Landstill in the past felt like it would never lose to Dreadnought, but it feels
Yeah.
things are coming closer together.
Yeah, the scary thing about Dreadnought is you just don't know what kind of sideboard curveballs they're going to throw at you,
Right.
and you play very differently and sideboard differently depending on what they've got. So basically, the big question mark for me is, do they have Brain Freeze or not?
Yeah.
I'm really scared of Brain Freeze. I usually board up to 65 cards.
Yeah. But you just have no outs to it.
You don't really have outs, but you can kind of try to play around it a little bit and have
Yeah.
a 60-card deck. But no, I don't have stifles or anything, so I'm just trying to not let the stack get too big on any given turn. So just try extra hard to keep the stack small, then restart a fight over something.
Did Kaplan have Brain Freeze?
He did not have Brain Freeze.
Okay, cool. Did he have Tide?
I did not see Tide. He just
Yeah,
had
I don't-
Sabo's Webs.
Yeah, I think that's his. I think he's on a pretty. He's more on the straight and narrow with his right now.
Yeah. There's a lot of different crazy haymaker cards they can side in. Sabo's Web is really good. I've played against Winter Orbs, which are tough.
Yeah. That was the classic. That's the OG.
Yeah. The Tides don't worry me as much now because I board in 3 Annul. So I feel like that's just a 4-mana Dreadnought that I'm happy to just counter. But it is kind of scary not knowing what the Dreadnought's plan is.
Yeah.
But if I can start with a standstill in that matchup pretty early on, then I like my chances pretty well.
I
It's
think
just
Dreadnought
this
players
and
hate to see a standstill coming.
Yeah,
and
in those games, I did not have standstills, so that was a little unfortunate.
Sometimes luck betrays us. But any notable Swiss matches that were exciting and fun?
Yeah.
Close.
Well, so I
Weird decks or weird matchups?
I always have some great games against Terrageddon of all stripes. I had a great match against David Tao, who
Lots
was
of
on
Target in the room.
4-color Terrageddon, had some red blasts, and he had some
What's your
meddling
secret
mages.
to beating Terrageddon?
Yeah, so
Terrageddon has to be a hard matchup.
I've
right?
never lost to Terrageddon. I think I'm 7-0 or
What's your
8-0
secret?
against Terrageddon. The games are always super
All
duper
the
long.
T-Get players
Yeah.
think that they shit
They all
on
think they
Lansdale.
have a great matchup, and they all don't know what hit them after I finish with them. The games always feel super long, they always feel super close, and I always win. That's my sense of the Terrageddon matchup.
But
David-
what's the unlock?
so-
What do you know that the
Okay.
other Lansdale players
Yeah,
don't?
so I board in 2 Teferi's Response and 2 Thawing Glaciers, which are excellent at just keeping my land count high, not worrying about Rishadan ports, not worrying about wastelands so much. I mean, you got to manage all these things, but they're not as deadly as they would be against other Landstill players. I think the fact that I have prohibits as additional hard counters helps me in a lot of matchups too. Catching a Sylvan Library even, or a Weathered Wayfarer. But yeah, I guess the big thing with Terrageddon is, Armageddon sucks, or Cataclysm. You really don't want that to resolve,
Right.
but it's not totally deadly all the time if it does. Sometimes, if you've already set up so that you can cycle a big decree in response to it or something, then maybe you'll be totally fine. If you can keep their board low, a lot of games, we fight over the permanents. They kind of have an empty board. They Armageddon on a basically empty board. It resets things, but I still have 3 or 4 lands left over afterwards, in my hand, and so we just kind of rebuild, and the game keeps going, and I end up winning after, way after Armageddon
Right,
resolved.
because if they Armageddon and both players reset to 0 lands, and I mean we'll go one step further, right? The first thing that tends to happen is they get a bunch of Rishadan ports in play.
Yeah.
Then they poured off all your blue.
Yeah.
Then they Armageddon. But in order for them to do that, they have a bunch of Rishadan ports in play, which means that they also probably have 7 lands in play. And then you both go to 0, but if they have no board, 1 land at a time, you just build it back.
Yeah, for sure. I also have 3 Dust Bowls, which I run, which work
Right.
really nicely with the Thawing Glaciers,
Against the
and I
Rishadan.
use that to keep the Rishadan port count low. So
Falling Glaciers. Mike
Yeah.
Flores is going to be hyped to see this.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
He's in
Oh,
the
yeah.
room, but he's just grumbling around about God knows what right now. But yeah, we'll get it.
Yeah.
What else does the world need to know about Lansdale?
Let's see. I think it's a good deck. Every single game feels super long. You draw almost your entire deck. You have to sort of swat away all the bullets that are getting thrown at you. So
What's the secret to not going to time in the round?
you got to play pretty fast,
Yeah.
and you got to nudge your opponent to play fast too.
Yeah. Did you have to do that a bit today?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
So, some people are better at it than others, but yeah, against opponents that are playing a little on the slower side, you just got to beat them 2-0.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But yeah, shout out to Thawing Glaciers one more time.
Yeah. What about testing? What was testing like? If you
Yeah,
just testing one deck.
So I've always had Landstill as my main deck. My first pre-modern deck, just kind of learned a lot of the matchups inside and out. There's a few matchups that I didn't understand very well, like Replenish and Dreadnought. I had played against them, but didn't feel like I really understood what was going on from my opponent's side. So I built those decks. I actually have copies of Replenish and Dreadnought built, and I just play against myself. Play both
That's
sides.
clearly the secret. I feel like that is everyone's secret to victory. So
Yeah.
you gotta play more often.
Exactly.
Play more often. If you need a win, you got to test against yourself. That's the answer. Any shout outs, final notes?
Shout out to Andy Levine for hosting a sweet pre-modern prep session last night. I really love that he had this GP Andy Levine at his apartment a few months ago, and I'm hoping to replicate that with GP other Andy's apartment
Andy V, yeah.
in a couple weeks. So look for a link on Discord to that.
I mean, you and Andy are going to rock the same name Team Trios team, probably, right?
I hope so.
Undeniable.
I hope so. We need to find a third Andy. Yeah.
Well, hyped to have you on Spy Calling Podcast, and can't wait to see you continue to prove the haters. I'm not a hater. Nobody could ever accuse
were any
me of being
haters.
hated. Yeah, there's no haters for me. But continuing to prove the haters wrong.
Thanks.
I delight in being proven wrong, and it's really cool to see that kind of success from knowing your deck, knowing the changes, and coming up with just a little bit of exciting spice to keep things interesting. I mean, Teferi's response, Rishenum Court, that's just nothing beats it.
Yeah. I mean, that's not my innovation, but the thawing glaciers, I'm very
Yeah,
proud
of course. You didn't invent. Everybody invented. Everybody was trying to play the maximum Teferi's response.
Yeah.
But congratulations.
Thank you.
Great run, and can't wait to see what you do next with the deck.
Yeah, I love the Spike Colony podcast. Listen to it every week, so I'm very happy to finally make a little appearance here.
Awesome.
Thanks, Lanny.
Appreciate it. All right, continuing our top 8 interviews. I've got New York City Crusher, SWB here, on still a generational run. Like, we talked last time when you were annihilating the meetup scene several months in a row. We moved on to LobsterCon, where you had a great showing. We then saw you in the league top 8 playing Blue-White Tide, right? And that was last Thursday. That was just 2 days ago.
On Thursday, I did play Blue-White Tide.
Blue-White Tide.
I thought it lined up well into what I expected the bracket to be.
And a kind of a fun surprise left turn. I think we saw that you were playing it on Meetup, but a lot of people thought you were going to play Enchantress, which is actually the deck that you brought tonight to the 3K to a top 8 finish, falling to Brad in the quarterfinals, who was playing the Enchantress Killer Quiet Spec Oath.
That deck is so good against Enchantress.
A deck that
it's like it was tailor built to beat it.
Yeah, like 5. It was right. 5. Between 4 and 5 virtual copies of Volcanic Spray, if not 6. Ray of Revelation, again, 7 virtual copies of that.
Sometimes you keep Argothian Presence, and your opponent just naturally has Volcanic Spray, Ray of Revelation.
Right. So I guess we'll work backwards. What just happened in the quarterfinals against Brad?
Oh, yeah. What did happen there? It's been.
You won game 1.
What a day.
It's been
okay. So game 1,
40 minutes. Yeah.
Game 1 looked lost to me, almost immediately. I kept a slow hand on the back of Miri's Guile. Probably a hand I should have mulliganed, but I love Miri's Guile and fetches, so I just kept it.
Oh no! Okay.
There's a 5-lander Guile and some other card.
Guile is considered an anchor, so.
Oh, I love that card. Right, it made the hand keepable, but that's still. Anyway, Brad set up.
But you knew what he was on, right?
I did.
So you knew that the lands would maybe help you push through the
lands
poor
matter.
wasteland situation.
Yeah. And whenever you ship a hand like that and you look on top, whatever you needed was right there. So you just...
Right. And in this case, you got to look at 3.
So he had a lot of ports going. He had 3 ports going, was keeping me off of doing much of anything, and worked towards a big Cataclysm. At some point, I did plow a Terravore before the Cataclysm. So it was Cataclysm without pressure.
Right. No creature in play for Brad.
After the Cataclysm, when he wasn't able to triple port me, it kind of unlocked me to unload my hand and build up a huge board over the next few turns.
In the middle of that turn building, Brad plays an Oath into your Argothian Enchantress, and he starts flipping cards the following turn.
Oh, yeah.
And he reveals none other than Exalted Angel, a 4/5 when you were at 18 life.
Better lucky than good, what can I say?
Yeah, instead of a giant Terravore, Brad noting first time that Exalted Angel betrayed him all
it was a
tournament.
One of Exalted Angel.
And I'm just like, I don't know.
Stabbed him in the back.
I feel like I could do 0, but yeah, you got the Enchantress. You
gave me 5 draw steps instead of 1 draw step.
Yeah,
Pretty big difference.
Yeah. And quite a few untappings of the land. So you recovered because you just kept a Miri's Guile, an Argothian, and a Forest in play, and you were able to just do the thing which Enchantress can do, which is recover.
Right. I think I'd been sandbagging a Sanctum, so I was able to play it into some other enchantment and just roll from there.
Yeah. It was close. It was, if you did end up killing Brad the turn that he pooped out a Terravore, but obviously you had agency over that because you had the wave, so you gave him the Oath trigger by exiling the Angel.
And it was a very long game where we both just bricked back and forth for a long time.
Right. Absolutely.
Which is something I love about pre-modern.
Yeah, that is, long live. So that was that. What was your record in the Swiss?
5-1-1.
Or sorry, do you want to talk about? Sorry, let's.
Oh, no.
That was game 1. Sorry, game
Yeah.
2 was the.
So I'm on the draw.
Brad has a mock start with Meddling Mage.
Oh
named
yeah, name's Argothian.
Argothian,
I have one in hand, and
Yeah.
I draw one off the top. After that happens, not feeling optimistic, but I play out a fetch and just hang back on that for a while. I do then just Luxac a plow, and I think I only had 2 in the deck at that point.
Oh, okay. So you had boarded. You didn't have 4 plows in your deck. You
I played
weren't
2
fully.
main in one board.
You
and
weren't
I didn't bring
fully-
it the third in.
Yeah, you weren't fully. Would you have brought the?
I did bring
you
it in for
consider
game 3.
Meddling Mage? Yeah. My question was, were you caught off guard by Meddling Mage, knowing that he's an Oath deck and you're not sure if he's going to stick with Oath or go to Meddling Mage?
Yes, I was not prepared for the.
All right.
an
So you
early
did,
Meddling
yeah.
Mage.
So you did Luxac that, but
Yeah.
Eventually, so Brad just goes turn 1 Meddling Mage, turn 2 Aura of Silence. He's on a mold of 6, by the way.
Right, and so then when he goes to port me on the next upkeep, I plow the Meddling Mage. I fail to draw a 3rd land, so I can't deploy an Enchantress then, and I have to wait another turn, I believe,
Yeah.
to get going.
Yeah.
And the rest of that game, it got away from me. I'm trying to remember
Yeah, so
what
Brad
happened.
was adding power to the battlefield. You know, he had a little call to herd action. There was a lot of passing after that Aura Silence was down, right? A lot of passing and porting.
Right.
But this match is going to be on coverage.
Good.
The critical thing being, on turn 5, you weren't sure if you had played your land. And,
game 2.
Brad wasn't sure if you had played your land.
Yes, I asked, did I play my land?
I definitely knew that you had not, but I did not know the lengths, like the amount of things that I could say with regards to that if I have to just stand up and call a judge. Because obviously I didn't want to be in a situation where, you know, me and SLBB are friends. He just found out. I've known this.
You don't want to be in a situation where
I don't
we're
want
friends?
I don't want to be in a no. I don't want to be in a situation where it looks like I am giving him some edge by observing the match and, you know, commenting on things that he can or can't do.
Right, but
Are
you giving me edge if you just tell the truth? I don't know.
Yeah, well, look, this is the gray area that we live in when we do pre-modern 3Ks, and I think we're working on it. A big zoom out. If I talked to, I was part of the TO team. I specifically made an effort, knowing one of the things that I specifically did was like knowing the Rich Shea gaff with the Wooded Foothills in the finals of LobsterCon. I was like, there needs to be a way for us to just chill vibe solve problems, and I wanted to, you know, let our judging staff know it's just like, hey, like, let's correct stuff, but like, let's just chill vibe solve problems. And look, Brad probably wouldn't give 2 shits if I was just like, oh yeah, you haven't played a land. But I was trying to hold myself to the highest standard and whatever. And we found out in talking to Jen that you can call a judge, ask if you played a land, and if it's turn 5, the judge will be like, what did you do on turns 1 through 4? And you just kind of like replay the match, look at your graveyard, look at how many cards you've drawn, who's been on the draw.
For context, there was no judge in the future match area.
Yeah, right,
There was
which is
just
part of the
Lanny,
thing.
a spectator,
Right. Who kind of felt like a judge.
but
some
who
might
was
say.
like operating the life totals and may have pointed out a missed trigger. So
Yeah.
I just felt like,
I was giving Judge aura.
yeah.
I was
Judge
kind of
aura.
like one of those guys who's like around people who are like fixing things. Like this basically happens whenever you need to set up like a PA speaker system at an event, right?
Yeah.
Something's not working, one of the speakers not turning on, whatever, you're not getting good signal. Immediately 5 guys are just going to stand nearby and just be like, hey, have you tried this? That's me.
Yeah,
I'm
so-
the guy who hovers and pretends to have some authority, but doesn't actually know the limits of what I can and can't do.
So I think that what I learned is maybe it's worth calling a judge in that scenario when there's money on the line.
Yeah.
What I did in practice after however many rounds of Magic was just say, I don't know and it looks like, based on my land count and your land count, that maybe...
Right, but Brad had played a
haven't.
Mox Diamond, so it's just kind of like, that always throws things off.
And
But
I kind of got impatient when nobody said anything,
yeah,
and I just put the land back in my hand and passed the turn.
yeah. Well,
Not
we'll
not what I would
hopefully
advise.
see the influence of that, but that, may have an impact in game 2. I want to do a quick zoom out. You mentioned
Yeah.
the money. Does it? We'll let Manhattan continue with the vibing. We're out here on the street, which is
Parlez-vous
fun.
français?
Juste un peu. So, a lot of prizing. The official distribution was like, 1.3K for first,
Wow.
6x for 600 something for second, third, fourth would get 350 and then half again. It was just like a 50, 25, whatever, cascading double.
So you give all that to charity?
Each time you double up. Well, that's always an option, right? We are planning on making sure that there's a charity tournament every year in the New York area.
That excites me.
That's likely going to be bah humbug, but no deck touching November is also on the table.
Love it.
Quick question. $1,000 up top. Does it change if it's a cradle up top? Like if the split was like cradle and then whatever, like some second place would be a $600 card. So that would be like a play set of Dreadnoughts or a Mox Diamond. So if it was like cradle, Mox, Dreadnought,
Is Cradle $1,000 now?
Cradle's expensive.
Holy shit.
Cradle's expensive. I don't know if it's the 1K mark, but I think it might be.
Jeez. Okay. Go
But
on.
let's just say that's the thing. Would that change if you were like winning cardboard instead of getting Ben mode from the TO?
I don't think it would have factored into my thinking in that moment. No.
Yeah. But it's kind of interesting the vibe we created because we're excited about cash. We like bringing home cash so we can
Yeah.
tell our partners back home that we're going to buy a spa day in exchange for the 10 minutes that or not 10 minutes, 10 hours that we were away from home. But anyways, game 3, you just get hit by flashback card after flashback card, right?
Yeah, I think I mentioned what my hand was earlier. 3 Enchantress effects and some lands, and it just ran into perfect answers and got rolled
Argothian
over.
spray, second Argothian flashback spray, presence, Ray of Revelation.
Totally
and then
wrecked.
Later on, he didn't even actually cast he cast a Quiet Spec in game 1, but I guess lost that game. But he doesn't even have to Quiet Spec if he draws the front side of the flashback cards.
Right, and he does board in a second copy of Volcanic Spray.
Yeah, and more
Yeah.
Ray of Revelation, of course. But let's talk about Swiss. What was your record? What were the standout moments? What did you learn? You told me about Lan giving you the advice to find out specific matches that Enchantress was losing and try to plug those gaps. So
Lan suggested that I look over the New England region quarterly event, and so I looked up.
like just on Spice Rack or something?
Yeah, I went to Spice Rack. I
Nice.
mapped out, I think, the 4 of the Enchantress players, and I went through their round by round to see who their opponents were, and then I looked up what decks the opponents were on, and then I figured out like which decks they struggled with. And one that stood out was that the Oath Spec deck that played by Brian Selden, all of the Enchantress players were 0-2 against that deck.
Yeah.
Right,
Just
so,
couldn't
I mean-
take a game.
By that I mean just in total 2 matches were lost against it.
Oh, okay.
It's not that all of them were. Yeah.
That would be a great day for Selden. Just only play against the matchup he came.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Replenish also came up as a terrible one.
Yeah.
They just didn't play a lot of goblins or these kind of aggressive strategies.
Interesting. Did
On the day.
goblins and elves factor into your preparation?
They did run into elves. Yes, because in the sense that I wavered on how many plowshares to include in the main deck, I ended up playing elves in round 1 and being on the draw in both games and 2-0ing it, and I was pleasantly surprised by
So
that
what's your verdict?
against a killer.
Yeah.
John Grazina, who
Yeah.
played against in a beach volleyball 1K finals.
I feel like
last
we
year.
should push the elves matchup to even plausibly favored.
I mean, turns out a turn 2 Parallax Wave on the draw is like pretty good.
Turn 2, Wild Growth, Sarah Sanctum.
Yeah, you go turn 1,
You got 4 of each
land
of
Wild
those
Growth,
cards.
land Guile, draw, play Sanctum.
Yeah, so land
cast.
exploration, land Guile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what I said? I may
You
have
said
it
Wild
wrong.
Growth, it's okay.
I meant, correct, exploration.
Okay, so exploration or Wild Growth and Sarah Sanctum. You have 4 copies of Sarah Sanctum. 3
That was in
copies
game
of
2 when I knew what was
P-Wave.
going on. It was very powerful. Game 1 involved a timely plowshares that made a cradle look kind of worthless, bought me some turns.
Nice.
But both were like a fast opal wave.
All right, so beat elves. That's a cooler for the elves player.
Then was
Good beat. That
Chris-
was round 1, yeah.
That was round 1. Then was Chris Cruz on Oath Panza.
Interesting.
That's
How does that matchup feel? Tough.
Game 1 feels terrible, but I brought 2 Sabo's Web, 1 Sacred Ground, 1 Karmic Justice in the board specifically for that matchup.
And
One more than I had planned on because I lost to it in the league top 8, so I added an extra card for it. And it really showed up today. People love that for serious tournaments.
yeah, for sure. Yourself included.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't played it in a while.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a great training wheels deck.
You've got a
In the
ton
sense that you make only a couple big decisions. You make a decision or two a turn cycle with that deck.
it's much easier to organize how you're going to navigate your turns when you have less to do overall.
It's a great way
But-
to get acquainted with the whole of pre-modern while
Right.
making fewer decisions.
And the deck is great. It's just
Oh,
a
yeah.
superb deck.
It's a great deck.
Yeah.
Be prepared to deal with feels bads from your opponents because it feels bad to lose to that.
Yeah,
deck.
you just watch them. They have 1 land, 0 lands.
The game ends. They just look sad, and,
Yeah.
and then I
I
start
look
to feel
sad whenever
bad.
I lose. So
Yeah.
what? So this feels like 2 tough matchups, 2
Mhm.
at previously unfavored matchups. What's happening here? Is it the new Enchantress build? Is it your sideboard, or is it you got lucky? Like, how much percentage are you giving to each of those buckets?
I give a lot of it to the raw power of the deck.
Yeah.
It's probably the most powerful pre-modern deck that I personally have in my repertoire.
All right.
And then all I can really credit to myself is just trying to sequence things correctly and get the most value out of the cards.
All right. Moving along. Any
Played Greg Fenton.
that one's
on
got to be easy, right? Survival
Opposition
trade
Squirrels.
win. Yeah. Because
Yes.
there's not much. I mean, I guess you could get locked, but you have so much interaction. For
All I have to
survival.
do is leave
and
one seal
open.
effect on the table so that opposition can't lock me out of the game, and that's all I did, and that's all it took. And they were very
Opalwave
short.
annihilates survival decks that aren't like that.
Oh,
aren't as
yeah.
fast as elves, right? Yeah.
Then in round 4, I played against Chris from the Talarian PTA on Oath, like a green, white,
Green
black.
white. Oh, it
With
was
Duress and Vindicate. So I
Junk
think
Oath-
it's like the
Junk
green white
Oath
oath, but you
pods,
take
yeah.
out the 8 stone rains for Vindicates and Duresses.
Yeah. Okay.
That's how I think of it. And I got wrecked that match. And at the same time, both games felt like the first game was like I get all these Enchantress effects out, I'm empty-handed, and then I draw 3 or 4 lands in a row, and a Terravore kills me. Whereas
Okay, so you
a single
kind of, like,
Enchantress
gassed
effect would
out.
have
Yeah,
popped
okay.
off. And then the next game was the opposite problem, where I was just my hand was gas, and I'm being ports and wastelands and stuff. He had a very aggressive mana denial hand.
Did you feel like any of the white or black cards make a difference in that?
Duress
matchup?
one was huge in both games actually.
All right, awesome. Well,
Yeah.
keep an eye out. Chris had to get on the first train home, of course, back to Connecticut. So we'll have to dial him up, hopefully at a later time.
Then I played against Ty. Ty is a local league player, only a couple months into pre-modern. Ty and Reagan got into the format together, so I'm very excited to have them.
Awesome.
And what happened these games? Ty was on black-white control. And
Okay, we don't have to talk too much about.
no, yeah, the Enchantress kind of
Our God,
rolls
yeah,
that
yeah.
that matchup. Then round 6, Anand. This is the first time I played Mono Blue Dreadnought.
There you go.
It seemed like a very skilled pilot, but new to pre-modern.
Oh, okay.
I did lose game 1, never got anything online, but games 2 and 3, the Xanted Swarm plan was just overpowering.
Did you? Okay, so tell me about your sideboard. Did you keep what did you keep? What did you change? So the stock sideboard is what, like 2
Yeah.
blessings, Sacred Ground, Cop Red, Sabo's Web, sometimes Tormod's Crypt.
There's no Cop Red. There's usually 2 more solitary confinements. Though.
Oh yeah, solitary. You're right.
Yeah. There's usually-
Karmic Justice.
Sometimes there's Karmic Justice, sometimes not. There's usually
You played
3
it today,
Swarms,
though, yeah.
3 Carpets, maybe another Plowshares,
Right.
maybe some Webs or Sacred Grounds.
I guess what did you do? You just kind of tweaked the numbers. You didn't bring any secret sauce.
I cut the blessings for today
Yeah.
because I figured that people assume blessing are in there,
And then
And
you just
they're-
get all the
Yeah, they're going to
advantage.
say, "Oh, I'm not going to be on the mill plan because I know there's blessing in there." But I actually replace them with Abeyance
Yeah,
because I think Abeyance gives me edge against other Parallax decks.
yeah.
Like,
I play
imagine
Abeyance.
Replenish being on the stack, and then I
Yep.
cast Abeyance, and then all the dumb enchantments come in, and then I
And
just
they get
eat them all
exiled
forever.
Yeah.
That's what drove me to put 2 Abeyance in the deck sideboard.
I am so hyped that you said that because I also went with 3 Advance and 0 Orange Chain in my
Ooh.
Replenish deck today because for exactly the same reason. I was like, imagine the Enchantress player has their Opal Wave.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so huge. It feels like a format defined by the white and blue Parallax enchantments right now to me.
Yeah. I mean, it's a huge player, right? Because, Blue-White Tide doesn't seem to be slowing down. However, only Replenish was the only copies of Tide in the top 8 today. So, not the craziest thing. Ashok did get 9th place with Mono Blue Tide. Billy and Levine switched decks. Billy played Mono Blue Tide, which of course he had no idea what he was doing. But Levine was playing Teged, which Levine's just the best Teged player in the world.
He's very skilled.
Yeah, he's hilariously good at that deck for a guy who doesn't play mono Teged. Like, the Teged breed is often a, hyper-focused whatever, and Levine just kind of like whatever's, and then just does
Right.
it. Just does the damn thing.
Levine's really a combo player at heart, but can play these mid-range decks.
Yeah, he just wants to play Future Sight Bobble, and I try not to let him whenever I can. Z-Tao picking up Teged after a long run of corned beef hash gameplay. He's in the top 8, top 4, battling it out.
Mhm.
Great day for Teged. Two in the top 4. Impressive day for Landstill. 1 in the top 8. This is like the Lanny was wrong about everything hits.
Andy V piloted it to 502.
502, correct, yeah. But I don't think I've ever been wrong about how Enchantress is shaping up, except for I don't know what the vibe is. It sounds like you're just beating all these bad matchups.
Me?
Yeah.
With Enchantress? I mean,
You beat-
You're thinking
you
when I
beat
beat
Elves.
Mike on Replenish?
You beat Mike on Replenish, you beat Mike on Elves, you beat Elves today, John Grazina, killer. You beat Oath Bonza today, also tough.
I mean, you like to talk about the Bloodthirst article. I definitely apply that when I'm in a matchup that feels highly unfavored, because I'm probably just going to lose the match, so I may as well be aggressive and jam and hope that it gets there. That's kind of how I approach the Replenish matchup.
What, I've never asked you this. Are you a mulliganer? Do you
I
like
could
to
mulligan better.
Yeah.
In fact, for example, like the very first game of the top 8 that you watched, I
Right.
could have mulled better there.
Guile and 5 lands not quite doing it for you.
Enchantress is like, do I have an anchor? There are
Yeah.
13 in my deck. Do I have one?
2 doesn't hurt.
Oh, that's amazing. Sometimes you get 3 anchors and nothing else, and then you lose the game.
Fair. You
Yeah.
didn't play the Sylvan today, right? Rich played 4 Guile, 1
I
Sylvan.
played one Sylvan today.
Oh, you played 5. So you played 5 Guile effects or Sylvan.
Oh, yeah.
effects, Okay, nice.
Mirror's Guile is an incredible card.
Yeah.
For 1 mana, the value you get out of that over so many turns.
I've never said a bad thing about Mirror's Guile. There's not.
I did. I used to trash talk that card.
Oh, thanks for saving me. Yeah, I've never
thought
gone
it was
on record.
garbage.
I've never gone on record say. I mean,
Poor man's Sylvan, people like to call it.
yeah.
But
I
no,
mean,
it's actually just
rich man's
Divining
Sensei
Top.
Divining Top. Yeah.
rich man's Divining Top,
Yeah.
right? 1 mana ever,
Yeah.
free top activation every
turn.
upkeep.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
incredible.
it's crazy because I'm like the biggest fan of casting Portent ever. So I feel like
It's important every turn, and so it gives you every turn chances to improve your position that you others wouldn't have. And so I went up to 7 fetches in the deck.
Yeah.
I think most builds are on 5,
Oh,
but
you
I went
just
up from 22 to
free
23
Wooded
lands,
Foothill. Oh, you
and
got some.
and I added 2 more Wooded Foothills.
Okay. No Flooded Strand. That's 2 things.
Oh no, you always, because the Sanctum gives you all the white mana you'll ever need. So
Okay,
you really
yeah.
only want to fetch Forest for the most part.
Okay, I like it.
I
like
did
it.
include an extra planes than usual to have access to the early plow if I need it.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Well, any other observations about Enchantress? Any more notes on the tournament, the vibe? We had a lot of new faces, or like old faces that we know from the Northeast area come in.
Great vibe. Wonderful to see people travel in. Always amazing to walk into a tournament and know more than half the people there.
Yeah.
And
Well, you're a celebrity. You're a minor celebrity now. We're making T-shirts. So
oh yeah.
WWSWBD Part 2.
It was an amazing day. Coming into the day, I did want to make top 8.
Yeah.
That was my goal. Goal accomplished. I'm very happy with how the day went.
All right.
And I wish
sick.
Brad luck in the
I mean,
next
it's 7 rounds is no walk in the park. So
7 rounds is exhausting. Thanks for taking the time to talk.
yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. All right, quick hits. Highlight of the day. Dell.
83 people.
83 people. Thanks for organizing.
My pleasure.
Thanks for the who won the wine?
I don't know.
Unclaimed?
Yeah, Unclaimed.
I'm drinking that shit. Billy, Annie Levine, tell me about what happened today.
There's too much.
You switched decks with Andy and Personas,
Yes.
but you did not borrow his skill.
Yes. Realize
He held on to that.
Yeah. No, hang on. Yeah. No, I got it. It's not the wand. It's the wizard.
Yes.
That's the lesson I learned.
Andy's
The hard
the
way.
best T-Get player in North America. Fight me.
Brett's pretty good.
We might find out.
Andy is so sick at T-Get. He plays
Yes,
it like 4
he is.
times lifetime, and
Yes.
now 7 times lifetime.
Yes.
And he's like, he just understands how to play the deck somehow.
He is a phenomenally skilled player.
Yeah, I don't know where it
I'm
comes from.
comfortable saying he's better than me.
He just sits there looping lodestone baubles on his free time, but then when it's like tournament time, it's like T-Get City.
Yeah.
Should Andy be on the hardcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
heck
maybe.
yeah. Oh wait, I have to go get Brad for that too.
Yeah.
Oh no, Brad's advanced to the finals.
Yeah, Brad.
Yeah. He's busy.
Oh, it's hyped. To the
Or just
final.
hop in there, hop in the middle.
All right,
Yeah.
Jay, highlight of the day. What'd you play today?
I played Red Green
Ponzo.
Oath Ponzo.
Yeah.
It was fine, mediocre. Highlight of my day was seeing all these beautiful people.
Yeah.
Because so many people showed up for this event. And
You showed up for this event.
Yeah, we showed up for this event
Yeah.
because it's awesome. You guys put on a great event.
I mean,
And-
how's it feel to play instead of stream?
It honestly, I kind of miss like
You like streaming more.
So I did complain all day.
You were like, I'm sick of playing. I just want to like go over there and like backseat drive Lanny's recording setup.
I would never do that.
The lights were too bright.
But
So it was fine in camera, but it was too bright for the players.
that we had the exact opposite problem at LobsterCon, where
Which
it was
is
like,
exactly the thing. So
it was
now
like
we
it
just
looked
gotta
fine
split
on
the
camera.
difference.
It
Yeah,
looked
yeah.
fine on camera, but it was just too dark for players. But no, I definitely I lost a mirror round 1, and I was immediately tilted, and I was like, geez, I retired and was having a lovely retirement.
But
And-
instead, you
But I got dragged back
brought
in.
back in so you can get the shit kicked.
Yeah, exactly. And it was miserable.
So
But
you're happy to stay behind.
I realize that my relationship with Magic is like I'm a competitive person. I like
Yeah.
to win. So when I'm not winning, I tend to get mad and be like,
I'm
"Geez."
with you. Because I see a tournament like this and I'm like, God, I got to prepare. And then tournament time shows up and I'm like, I'm not prepared. And I'm like, why do I
100%.
even bother?
100%.
Like
And
I get annihilated in round 4 and I'm like questioning everything. You know why? I bolted a Grimlava Mancer, or I plowed a Grimlava Mancer on turn 1. That's why I lost this whole tournament. I would literally be hoisting the
you would be
trophy.
in the finals.
Yeah.
Right.
I would have just been pooping on Brad Stone.
I think that having an outlet to still share the hobby of Magic the Gathering with all my friends while
Well, streaming rules because
It does.
there's no
It's
downside.
it's not
you
a
just
competition.
point out everybody's misplays.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's
and
that,
then,
yeah.
And then you never have to misplay.
Exactly. That's
I might have to
the
come
Michael
over.
J. Dream.
Hopefully he doesn't listen to that. I'm going to have to try this. Just stream. I can't, though. I've got, I keep on thinking, and
It's
Michael
healthy.
J. has
It's
this
really
problem.
healthy mentally because it's just like because I mean I recognize I'm not a great player. I'm not the best.
You don't
So-
dream of just because it's so annoying because basically we have all these pre-modern top 8s and then what invariably happens is there's 5 crushers and then there's just 3 guys who are just playing what I got.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah,
Just happy
there's
to be here.
my buddy handed me this deck.
Yeah.
I don't even know how it works. And I'm just like, why can't he be me? I'm just like, this is all I think about. Yeah.
getting into the headspace. I'm just a guy.
Like,
Getting
I'm a guy
into the
there.
headspace of just being like, I can enjoy Magic, but not have to be ruthlessly comparing myself and my skill level and everything to everyone around me is just
By competing in a tournament.
like exactly. It's so healthy.
I agree that comparison is the thief of joy, but like, you know, the win column and the loss column at a tournament, that exists no matter like the context, right? No matter who else.
But
is
not
in
if
that
you're not
win
in the
column.
tournament.
Well,
Then it
that's
doesn't
just,
exist.
That's just 0, 0, 0, man.
Yeah,
Gotta
and
put up
sometimes that's
numbers.
fine.
I can't get behind this not playing thing, but that's because you and I are different people.
Exactly. I think that my realization is that I have an unhealthy relationship with competition, and I'm okay having a hobby that is not competitive.
So, what you're saying to me is that streaming and producing is like vaping for you because you're just otherwise addicted
Because I'm just otherwise
to cigarettes.
I'm just otherwise addicted to Magic the Gathering, and I love hanging out with my friends.
All right, this is disgusting. I condone none of this behavior.
Delete, get this out of here.
Exactly. Wipe this garbage.
Brendan, great meeting you in
Lanny, what's up?
person.
Thanks, man.
You're the behind the scenes. You're one of the other behind the scenes guys, right? You're
Yeah.
on the. You're on the. You at the videos,
Yeah, YouTube channel and the data project.
and you. Yeah, data project is a huge one, right? So I can't believe you. Were you on the episode that talked about the data
Yeah.
project too?
Yes,
Okay, so that's
I was.
when I've last sort of like heard your voice, but this
Yes.
time face to the name.
Yeah.
You're popping in the Discord. You're
That's
putting in the
me.
work. Highlight of the weekend. You drove out. You
Yeah.
hung out with us last night. Got some testing in. You
That
played
was fun.
Enchantress today.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, highlight was probably meeting somebody from Costa Rica. I mean, that was
That
really
was hype.
sweet.
Shout
Guy
out to
came in-
Manuel. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Came in for like a long weekend and just like play Magic. Like that was the
Yeah.
sickest.
Went to some like shows and
Yeah,
cool
lived
stuff.
it up in the city. It was
Yeah.
cool. I won
That's
a
it,
raffle.
What'd you win?
I won Costa Rican dice bags and Impulse Crew stamp cards.
Oh, you
and-
you got the crew potpourri.
Yeah, Sacred Torch tokens. Thanks, Phil.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, and we made a huge upgrade on our team. We got a really great, promising new member.
You got Levine.
Yeah, really just a huge upgrade in every
I'm
possible
gonna
way.
I'm gonna have to talk about that
Yeah.
because we need some cash and draft picks. Like this
The
wasn't
check
a
is
straight
in the mail.
swap. all right. How was Enchantress? Did you? Because you were running pretty hot in the beginning, right?
I drew in the first round.
Oh, okay.
And I was
That
1-0
sucks.
1. And the timing of the consolation bracket was rough. So 1-0 1, lost in round 3, and I'm like, do I want to try to
1-1,
win out, or
yeah.
do I want to play like a different deck and try it out in the consolation bracket? So I ended up choosing that.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe being able to make that choice like a round later was fine, but it was super fun. I
Alright.
got to
We'll take
play
those.
fun decks all day long. It was great.
What'd you play in the consolation?
Grotog,
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cosign.
big W,
See, we could be less competitive,
right?
and we can just play Grotog in every
Exactly.
tournament.
We could just handicap
And then
ourselves.
sometimes we top 8 with Grotog.
Right? It
I
feels
used-
so much better.
I used to only top 8 with Grotog.
Right?
What happened? What happened?
Deck sucks. Yeah. It's not that good.
It's fun.
It's like,
I'll put it like that.
look, it's not worse than Terragaden, but empirically speaking, it's worse than Terragaden.
I'll fudge the numbers when I go back.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
This is what I need.
Problem solved.
98% win percentage.
Highlight of the tournament.
However much money we raise for charity.
How much did we raise? I don't know the number. I'm a TO.
You don't know?
What did you get out of the charity raffle, Ryan Fisher?
I won Sacred. What do we call it?
Order of the Sacred Torch, yeah.
Elf sleeves.
Elf sleeves. Those are actually just. I mean, they're like. Do you get the joke? Do you know the origin story of the joke?
I don't.
Mike Flores was just like loves Zoe Deschanel and Elf, and we made a joke that we should get those on a sleeve, and then like Sonny got them on a sleeve, and then it became part of the giveaway for all our Elves decks. So yeah, but you're
Wait, should I have
introduce
bought it as a
yours-
giveaway because I play elves all the time?
I mean, it's not that hard to get custom sleeves.
I was lucky. Me and Nick Mayo won them, so it was perfect.
Yeah, rightful owners. You're probably the only people who put tickets in those boxes. You guys could have put one raffle ticket each in those boxes, and then like nobody else would be with it. But
I think I put 2 in because I really won.
yeah, there you go. Double your chances.
Exactly.
How's your attitude on elves these days? Did you do anything fun with your list? What was the tech?
The tech today was 2 main deck naturalize,
Cool.
3 colors,
Cool.
and it kind of felt awful all day.
Oh, awful. What'd you get owned by? Go say that again.
I probably would have had mulligans even if the basic plains was a basic forest, but I don't remember early enough to see if it would matter.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of
it just
weird
feels
stuff.
bad.
Yeah, it feels bad.
So.
There was a match against I played Osip on camera round 2. Nobody watched.
It's
I don't
elves
wanna hear
versus
about it.
replenish.
Yeah.
What?
Well-
I feel like nobody feels like that's going to be close.
So if there was one game where if I could, I was playing a brushland for part of the white splash.
Yeah.
If that is a forest, I have more mana. I might be able to Kamal Masticore his lands out from under him and steal game 1.
Wait, what about the forest over the brushland would make more mana?
I had a Query Ranger in play.
Oh, so you have no forest and a Quirion Ranger in play?
Right. Well, so the brushland was actually under a parallax.
Oh, you couldn't
tide.
save the forest. Okay.
Yeah, so first of all, it was under the parallax tide. I actually forgot it was brushland. I thought it was a forest. Didn't matter. But if that was a forest and not a splash, then maybe I can get Masticore and Kamal and take his lands out from under him because I was able to generate a lot of mana. And there's another, I think it was that match where I had Wooded Foothills in play and obviously couldn't get a white source. And
So Armageddon
the
just
White
didn't
Source.
solve the matchup, is what you're saying, of course.
not the way I drew today.
All right.
But maybe you could.
What are you going to change going forward? No, there was clapping, so that's got to be match. Yeah.
So I played all of my white cards in the sideboard today. 3 swords
Get-ins
and
and
3
plows?
get-ins. So maybe some of them should be main deck. Alternatively, I played a Wall of Roots in the sideboard. Maybe if all my white cards are in the sideboard, the plains should be in the sideboard, and the second Wall of Roots should be main deck. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep jamming.
I like Posture as main deck.
Yeah. Well, so
Who won over there? Okay.
I felt like my best chances were to keep my mana base as tight as possible and play all the green cards main deck and then figure it out from there. But you may be right.
What do you think of Lanny's Untapperless Elves deck?
I really like it. I think. Well,
Nobody likes my stuff.
I'm gonna
Caveat,
asterisk that.
asterisk.
The asterisk is that Wirewood Symbiote's the best creature in the elf deck.
So you're just 4? Just play the same list?
I think you
as
play
me?
4 with the
Acolytes?
Acolytes and the Battle Mage.
Thornscape, yeah.
Right. So
So
you
4
play the
Acolytes,
birds, you
4
play the wall
Okay.
of roots, and then you Pyroclasm or Breath of Darigaz out
Breath of Dargaz under your Birds of
onto
Paradise?
the birds. Yeah.
Okay. I'm in.
That's what I keep thinking of when I see it.
You could like get your Kesa out,
Yeah,
Tesa
right.
out, and then Breath of Darkness. Okay, we're in too deep. But
Listen, you kill the lackeys, you kill the enchantresses, you don't
That's what
kill your
matters.
birds.
Yeah.
Figure it out from there.
got it. Awesome. Well, elves, not a great showing today,
it's all right.
but down
was
the
fun.
line, high hopes for the future. Thanks for chatting with me.
Yeah, thanks, Lanny.
And I didn't forget. All right, I'm here with David Tao, top 4 competitor at Sacred Torch Showdown 3K. Lost to Brad Stone in the semifinals on Oath Spec. You're playing Terragon today.
I was playing 4-color Terragon today. Didn't have a lot of practice before this. Last time I think I played in paper was LobsterCon.
Yeah, your process
months
is low practice.
My process is low
Because
practice.
you're a busy guy.
I was able to grab a few matches online,
Okay.
and I tweaked the list a little bit. I saw a list I liked in a monthly. I forget whose it was. My apologies. And
Could have been Anton Glanz if it was the monthly, because second place deck pick.
Maybe. I literally just saw it on Facebook and I took like a screenshot.
I'll shout out Anton. I'm just going to assume it was him.
Yeah, shout out Anton. Tweaked the list a little bit, and I liked. I mean, it ran really well all day. I was really happy with how it felt.
What was the vibe? Was it like mid-range, like you're locked in, making great decisions? Was it matchups are great, they're just feeding it to you, they're playing non-basic lands, you're wastelanding them?
It started off really hot. It started off like I had a lot of AB combo, like Resolve Terravor, Resolve Armageddon, or Cataclysm. And that was my first couple rounds. It felt like I lost to Andy Vollmer in the third round,
Playing
I think.
Landstill,
Playing
yeah.
Landstill. We had a very good 3-game match.
He apparently has the download on that matchup.
Yeah. Well, it also went to turns. I think he won on turn 3 or 5.
Intense.
Really good. Andy's a great player. I always love playing him. The deck it started off feeling combo-y, and then it started feeling more mid-rangey. I think as the day kind of evolved. I actually teched the deck a little bit for go-wide strategies like elves, clerics, goblins.
More Cataclysm type.
More Cataclysm,
Pyroclasm stuff.
Pyroclasm, 4 Pyroclasm in the board. I saw none of those strategies, so,
Did you play against any other generic survival decks that Terragon kind of struggles with?
played against no survival decks all day. Didn't see a single survival of the fittest.
And then how would play against any Dreadnought?
I played against Dreadnought. I beat Dreadnought.
Yeah.
I drew against Dreadnought, and then I beat Dreadnought.
Yeah, because that one's actually kind of close. It used to be like Terragon felt super ahead, but then Dreadnought finds a way. You know?
I got to live the dream against Dreadnought in game 1. He resolved the Dreadnought, and I got to resolve Terravor Armageddon game 1, and I was like, it's like,
Bigger
look at me,
than-
I'm the captain
I
now.
am the Dreadnought.
Yeah, I am the Dreadnought now. My 22 creature or whatever it was.
We do love to see it.
So it felt. I think the Dreadnought matchup is actually one of my favorites.
Yeah.
It's very interactive.
It's really fun. Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. You feel comfortable taking a lot of damage off Sylvan oftentimes because you can just, you're drawing a lot of extra cards.
Yeah.
It's a very fun match. Thank you. Dude, thank you.
I have one of these.
Appreciate this.
Brad with the Ebon hand. Can you play the final soon so we can all go home?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, he's peeing? Okay, that's fine.
the deck felt really good.
Awesome. How's it feel? I mean, you kind of, probably don't play as much pre-modern, probably don't get to hang out with the guys, but you're always with us in our hearts. Does it feel like, honestly, David, I want to know what your assessment of your own ability is. Do you feel like you're really improving? Does this feel like a validating that something's working for you? Does it feel like maybe you got a little lucky, or you kind of any given Friday this or any given Sunday this? What's the vibe on your attitude towards yourself? Because honestly, I play tons of pre-modern, right? And I used to top 8 these things like crazy. You're kind of just chilling, and then you just hit it. You just got it.
I will say that over the course of, I played 9 rounds of Magic today, and
we should mention you top 4 at EW last year.
I did in Vintage, which
so
is
you're
great.
you're a competitor. You're a cross-format competitor.
I love getting to the semifinals. I think listen, over the course of a long day like today in a long tournament, luck is involved, right? And I think I had some good breaks. I think there are definitely a couple matches where I drew better than my opponents, and I got a lot of equity from my deck giving me the right order of cards as opposed to more volume of cards sometimes.
But did you feel like you were locked in? Because Terrageddon is a lot of decisions, a lot of turns.
I felt confident. Yeah. I didn't feel like I was a dog in any matchup. Yeah. Every time I sat down, I felt confident in my abilities. Now, did I misplay? Yeah. When I lost against Andy Vollmer, one of the games I lost was because of I took a line that I shouldn't have, and I almost immediately recognized, I'd say a turn later, I recognized it was the wrong line.
Influence the whole game, of course. Yeah.
Right, and I think I definitely made some mistakes over the with a deck like Terrageddon. You're like, maybe I should have tapped this instead of this for the mana, and it might not matter in that specific moment, but in the aggregate, some of those decisions.
It's easy to get hung up on that kind of stuff
because it's
small edges, and there's so many considerations of what you're leaving untapped. Andy was in a position where he left a Mox untapped instead of a colored source, and then opened himself up to a disenchant followed by a spell that couldn't get pyroblasted type stuff.
For sure.
So It is a tricky deck. I've been on record as saying I hate it. I think it's super underpowered. But Terragon really proved me wrong about that today. So
I think it's a solid strategy. I think that to your question, to a variation on your question, if I had more time to test, I think I would have played something else.
yeah.
I think that it's a deck that does reward like big swings in the game, and I think that I'm also a pretty decent Sylvan Library gamer. Is what I will
Looking
say.
at 3 cards rules.
I'm very aggressive with Sylvan Library, and if you look at over the course of the day, I think those who were aggressive with Sylvan Library today tended to be the victors.
Do you have a style? Because you played Oath in Vintage. You played Mono White Initiative in Vintage.
Yep, I played Dredge in Vintage.
Yeah, at LobsterCon, you played Corned Beef Hash. At the LobsterCon prior, you played
Fuck It We Call.
the LobsterCon prior to that, you played Blue Parfait. You've played every kind
And then
of
Hermit Feb on Saturday.
And
that
HFeb,
way.
we won the side event playing HFeb the first time that you picked up the deck. What's the, do you, what's the pattern here? You're just picking decks.
I'm picking decks that I think that I'm going to be positioned well with that day, and I think today.
But you're kind of not scared to play anything. You're never going to be you're never going to be like, oh, that deck's too complicated, or that deck's like, I'm not going to.
That's the thing. Like, one reason I love Vintage is like I've showed up to Vintage before. I've done pretty well in Vintage with blue strategies, shop strategies, and even Dredge.
Yeah.
Actually, I almost top 8'd one year with Dredge. Because I thought it was the right deck to play.
Right.
And one thing I obviously want to have fun, but I feel like Vintage has taught me that, sometimes the best choice is not the deck that can cast Ancestral Recall. It's rare.
Crazy to me.
Usually usually that's going to be the best deck. But there are situations where the deck I feel more confident with going in does not have some of those powerful cards in Magic, right?
Fair enough.
And I
In
think
your case, no Parallax Tide, no Gushes, no Dreadnoughts, no just Swords of Plowshares and some Disenchant effects and Armageddon.
I think that the engine that I most wanted to rely on today was Sylvan Library.
Yeah.
I played 4. I would play 4 again.
Are you a big Weathered Wayfarer fan?
I liked Wayfarer. Wayfarer was good for part of the day. My semifinal loss, which was to the Terrageddon Quiet Speculation deck.
Wayfarer is just turned off completely.
Wayfarer's just turned off. Wayfarer is really bad. There are additional engines. Like, you both have Sylvans,
and
their additional engines are like Oath and Quiet Spec for like crazy card advantage.
Yeah, and you just have Wayfarer.
Game 1, he cast Deep Analysis, the same Deep Analysis twice, right?
Yeah. Deep Analysis.
That's a 1 for 4. That's a he
annihilates Terrageddon.
That's 4 cards.
Yeah.
He rolled to 5 and still won the card advantage game because of Deep Analysis.
Yeah.
So like, I think that I do enjoy Wayfarer. I think in some matchups it's great. I think that it kind of maybe peaked these last few months, and I don't play that much, but I do see the results.
Right.
I think maybe
you've got a finger on the pulse here.
I try to, and I think I don't think Wayfarer is ever going to be dead. I think it's a great card, but I think that it's.
Do you think it could be cut from the deck?
I do. I honestly think that if I had to play this over again, I would probably play the Quiet Speculation.
Okay.
Deck.
Yeah.
I probably would.
Yeah, that's a fun marriage, right? Better engines, take advantage of Oath. You're really just losing. Did you play main deck Meddling Mage today?
I did.
So you would lose the main deck Meddling Mage, so let's go to the sideboard.
But that deck can also play Meddling Mage. That deck
plays, sideboard.
Yeah, that deck plays Meddling Mage. And I loved Mage today. Against Dreadnought, that's what you want to see. But I think if I had to run it back, I would play that Quiet Spec deck. And partially that's because the engines attack in very different ways. So like you can have a powerful turn 2 play via Sylvan Library or via Oath, great 2-mana green enchantments, or you can have a very powerful turn 2 play with Quiet Speculation, which goes in a completely different direction, gives you great card advantage, and awesome optionality, and you can even go find a win con if you need. Yeah. So you can zig when your opponent expects you to zag. And
Quiet Speculation is just the hot deck today.
Yeah. I think that's
I played against it in the Swiss.
Yeah,
it was a really interesting match.
Several people played it today. But you're next. So.
Oh, okay.
But no, it was. One thing I want to shout out the event organizers. I want to shout out people like Phil Wynn, Lanny,
Dell
Kaplan, Roland,
Andy Levine,
Andy Levine, the list, Mike Flores for being such a focal point of this community as well. The list goes on and on. This shop for hosting us, and it was a truly great day. The vibes were immaculate, and I had a great time. And I finished, top 4. If I had gone 0-2 to drop. I would have had a great time.
I mean, I was so happy to see you. I wasn't sure if you were going to make it, so it was just a pleasant surprise, and it's always great to watch you succeed. I'm always rooting for you.
I really appreciate it, Lanny. It's awesome to see you, and like this is kind of miniature LobsterCon vibes.
Honestly,
you're in the heart of New York.
That. I mean, thanks to, of course, a lot of out-of-towners coming in and creating that vibe. Rochester crew, Connecticut crew, dress crew, and even a player from Costa Rica. So
it was really fantastic. Like honestly, this is what an amazing community.
Yeah, this is the dream.
I wish Vintage had more things like this, and they do, but not so much in New York City.
Yeah.
And I mean, this and Vintage for me are like the best communities, the best vibes, the best gameplay.
Yep. Shout out Vintage. Check out Vintage.
Yeah, check out Vintage. And
hey, have you heard of Vintage?
Hey, have you heard of Vintage? Buy some of those Thermoxin and have you a go.
I mean, you can play Collector's Edition at
everything but Eternal Weekend, basically.
Yeah. So
pretty much everything but the Continental Championships you can play, or proxy, just normal proxy. Get Greg Fenton to draw you some awesome proxies.
Heck yeah. Well, always a pleasure.
Thanks, Lanny. Appreciate it.
I mean that it hasn't been used.
Yeah. Well, I'm here with Andy Levine, top 4 finisher.
You mean Billy?
Sacred Torch Showdown. I interviewed the Billy Andy side. Now I'm interviewing the Andy Billy. I said you guys swapped decks, but did not swap skill level. Billy agrees. Obviously, the stats agree. Teague, like, I've got so much egg on my face. Land's still top 8'd. Teague double top 8'd.
I mean, it's just the Andy's top 8. It's
The
not
Andy's
Land
top
still
8.
in Tarragon.
Andy's top 8. 2 Andys, 2 Davids.
Yeah.
What a top 8. Oh, yeah.
But it was-
So just clap back at me. Teague sucks. Teague doesn't suck. What's
It's
the
fine.
vibe?
It's pretty. I mean, I feel like it's got a lot of gaming and stuff. I mean, okay, every deck in this format, I feel like I talk about this with like you and others a lot. It's just, some matchups that you're going to win, some matchups that you're going to lose. In any event, like you got to get the pairings right. I think this build was very bad against Burn, and I just didn't play against the red decks. So there's like a lot of metagaming around it. But yeah, I think the plan of just porting and wastelanding and then casting an Armageddon is really good against a lot of decks.
That's just so interesting to me because I felt like you're in this world where it's like your opponents are playing elves, pretty fine against Armageddon, Dreadnought, 50-50. You're kind of an expert at navigating Armageddon with Dreadnought, except for
Clearly not game 3
except
there.
for not in.
Well, we'll talk
not
about
in
that
the
later.
game. Well, people will see it on coverage, so we'll pick up on that. But yeah, I mean,
I do want to talk about how I played at game 2 because I think I made some weird looking actions.
Well, why don't you just comment the match with us and then?
Well, you want to go through the beginning of the event or just the end?
No, comment the match when we do.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good idea.
Because I was surprised that you had such strategic clarity when we were testing my blue-white Dreadnought against Tarrageddon. I still felt like I liked my matchup. I had technology, but the thing that gets me is that Tarragon is so mid-range. It feels like it preys on decks that kind of like their lands, but Enchantress has like Sanctum Replenish BS or just Exploration Rebuild type stuff. Dreadnought can like kind of gush through it. Honestly, Armageddon these days, Armageddon feels pretty good against Dreadnought. I watched Armageddon cast against Dreadnought several times today, and a lot of
I
times,
cast against Dreadnought in the Swiss.
Yeah, so I'm kind of going back on that. So maybe Armageddon's good tech against Dreadnought. What else is in the meta? Goblins, kind of hit or miss. Typically, obviously, you have to get the board under control first. You have to get your Terravore down first, then your Armageddon, which is super awkward.
Well, I also had one Cataclysm main, one Cataclysm board.
So you went up to 6.
No, only 3 Geddons.
Oh, 3 Geddons. Okay, so up to 5.
So cut a Geddon for a Cataclysm.
Okay, I just asked detail about Weather Wayfarer. Where do we stand on Weather Wayfarer?
Okay, Mike says I hate it. I never hated it. I
thought
that when you play Mono Blue Tide against Terrageddon, you should ignore, or it's not that you should necessarily ignore it, but it's the least scary threat.
You elucidated this. They still stay. You can just keep playing lands, and it's not that big of a deal. Basically.
I'll get home. So the Duress Crew guys are staying with me. I'll maybe see if Brad wants to play some T-Game.
I don't think Brad will be playing any Magic once he gets back, but that does sound like a great time.
Yeah, for next time.
All right, so what did you? So walk back the Billy thing, switching places, switching decks. When did you decide to do this?
So Billy signed up on the wait list, like, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, something like that. And he wrote in one of the notes, like, shh, don't tell the duress crew. At this point, I'd already been, like, planning with the duress crew. The other guys were staying with me. And I was like, apparently, people think I hate Weathered Wayfarer. And everyone knows that Billy hates Tide. So I was like, why don't we just switch decks? It'll be funny. Just for a bit. I did actually think that Tide was pretty good in this field, but yeah, we were just like, okay.
When did you lock in? Like today, last week?
Oh, weeks ago.
Weeks ago.
Yeah.
So did you switch? You switched physical decks as well. He played your physical deck, and you played his physical deck.
I played my top 8 Lobstercon top 8 Wasteland, and the rest was his deck.
Okay, so
yes, but yes,
74 of 75,
and he had 70, my 75 of 75.
And you got that Wasteland back from him.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so you felt like you had good matchups. What did you win any bad matchups though?
So I don't know what the good matchups or bad matchups are.
Bad matchups are elves.
Didn't play against elves.
Your favorite against
Why
Replenish.
is elves bad? Okay, sorry. This version has 3 Pyroclasms in the board. It was originally 4. I went down to 3 for a Cataclysm.
Yeah, I mean, the survival advantage can be overwhelming.
Okay.
They can get out on the board pretty fast. They can get wide pretty fast. They're indifferent to the mana denial. So, like, yeah, a well-timed Pyroclasm can change things, but you are the second person. Mike was similarly surprised to find that elves might be a bad matchup. My bias against Terraganon is that I just never lose to Terraganon, but...
I've played this deck at one meetup before, so I don't know the matchups very well.
Yeah, no, it's fair. But you can vibe it out.
Yeah.
Or you can make statements that you have no material support for, because that's what we do on this podcast.
I feel other people have definitely played this matchup a bunch more than I have, but I feel like it's bad against Oath decks.
Bad against Oath decks?
Yeah.
I think Oath decks are very polarized around if they are able to trigger Oath. And so then it becomes like because we tested, Red Green Oath was on my short list for decks to play at LobsterCon. I tested against Elves, I tested against Green Black Survival, and it was like, if my Oath gets naturalized, I lose, and if my Oath triggers, I win. And that was like the only discussion. And I was like, this deck is dumb. Like, I have no control over whether or not my opponent draws naturalized. I don't want that to be the story. Is T-Ged weak against Oath of Druids? I mean, adding 1 or 2 rare.
Not
Revelation.
like Oath Ponza necessarily. The Oath Spec deck that matchup felt close.
Oath Spec is a new beast, right? Because it has a super powerful engine beyond Oath, and it can match you 1-for-1 on Call the Herd type stuff and like whatever. I mean,
also like Green White Oath, I think is probably better than Green Red because they can swords
they
and
can
stuff.
plow stuff.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
okay.
I'll maybe do a quick run through of the matches.
Sure,
if that's fine. So lost round 1. I'm apparently very good at going 0-1 and then top 8ing.
We take it.
But lost to Mike Packer on Replenish. Made like a big punt in game 3, I think. I don't know if I really had it. So let's see. I won game 1. I think I just ported him a bunch and cast Armageddons and stuff. But his version of the deck runs 26 lands and runs Counterspell and Mana Leak. No Frantic Search. But anyway, it was basically porting him a bunch and doing some mana denial things, and had some Meddling Mage Disruption and was eventually able to beat him down. Then game 2, I'm pretty sure I stumbled on lands a little bit, and he was able to just like stick an Opal and beat down, and I'd sided out a couple swords at that point. Because I wasn't sure if he was going to go into like the Meddling Mage, Exalted Angel kind of thing.
He is known doesn't enjoy creatures in the sideboard of that deck. So.
Yeah, not known to me, but we'll get back to that later. But so game 3, there was just a play where I don't remember the exact situation. I kept up Mox Diamond instead of Battlefield Forge.
Right, and then
and he
disenchanted off Pyroblast.
Yeah, he could seal the Mox Diamond, go to the next like main phase, and yeah.
I mean, let's just go over notable matches because we don't have to do it.
Okay. Played against Hoth. That was a long match against Brian. Game 1 lost, like nothing too crazy there. It was a long slog. yeah, I just
If
had
you
to
get
write
in
stuff.
them, it's
Yeah,
good for
I was
you.
able to like
Yeah,
get in and do some other stuff. Beat. I'll go through the other ones quick. It's hard for me to think. So then, beat Dreadnought. It was pretty straightforward. Game one, I had like a couple. Or game one, he played turn one Portent, so I played Meddling Mage, naming Dreadnought. He was
That's
mono
all
blue.
it takes. Yeah.
That was game. Game two, he switched into the Tide plan. I was doing some mana denial-y thing, like just ports and stuff. He goes for a Tide, I blast it, I get him. And that's pretty much game. Round three was against Brandon Econ on Goblins. That was really an interesting one. Game one, I think I just beat him up.
PDAT actually has Teged favored like 56% or something like that.
I think it is
yeah.
favored, but he had a lot more game than I thought he would. Because I was just like, I had some Call of the Herd tokens, but he was able to like land a Siege Gang, a Skirk Prospector in play, so he's got this potential to do a lot of damage. Hard for me to really play my Meddling Mage into the Skirk Prospector. I'm having to swords things that I didn't think, like I swords to Skirk Prospector and I swords to Siege Gang later on. But we were going draw go for a while. He whiffed on Ringleader, which was rough. He was playing Threaten as well in his deck. And then I hit a Terravor before he can do anything, something like that. Let's see. After that, I beat... did I beat Jeff after that? No, I think I beat the Oath spec deck. Interesting thing from a lot of these matches is just there's no like right Meddling Mage name in these matchups. Like against Packer, I've multiple times named Counterspell as opposed to like swords.
Yeah,
or
you're just
other
vibe
things. It's
maging.
like very situational.
You're
I guess.
maging like a true expert, right? Just like perfect mage
Yeah.
hits based on the situation and the reads.
Against Jeff, against the Oath spec deck, I like second game like had a Furnace in play, but he was able to go like fetch Mox Diamond. He was able to stack his graveyard before casting the Quiet spec,
Right.
So I couldn't Furnace through everything. And he got like a Deep Analysis, Call, and Roar, and I was able to get rid of the Roar. He
Deep
spent the next
Analysis
turn.
seems like a crazy good card against Teged in my experience. I just
Yeah.
talked to D-Tao about how rough that was for him.
So he Deep Analysis, and he game one was pretty close. I think I had it. So he got unlucky where his Oath hit a Terravor at the second to last card of the deck.
Nice.
I had like 3 Terravors in play. He had 2, and I had 2 swords in play. So I don't think I think I needed to do the math, but like I think I was going to win regardless. There, like I was just able to like out
Terravor.
Terravor him.
Terravor advantage.
But he that just made it easier. And then the second game, I exile the Roar of the Worm, and then he like the next turn does another Quiet spec thing, or like doesn't play the Call of the Herd, or maybe I just like ported him so he couldn't do it, and he Quiet specs for more Calls of the Herd, and then I Meddling Mage Call of the Herd.
Hype.
At that point, I was like, okay, he might not be doing the Oath thing because
Yeah.
like he's got all these token generator stuff that he's been going for. Like,
I'm a big fan of Meddling Maging the card that's in the graveyard with flashback.
Yeah,
I did that naming Ray of Revelation earlier against one of my opponents who was playing Cephalid Breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
So
against Jeff Ferris on I knew he was on Clerics, and I was on the play, and I went turn 1 Meddling Mage. So I'm like dumping a bunch in my hand, and I think it was turn 1 Meddling Mage naming Cabal Therapy because I had 2 swords in hand.
right, that's pretty astute. I mean, it's a very adaptive line. So
Yeah,
pretty
but
fun.
then like afterwards, all the mages were naming different things. I had a decision, like I was trying to get one of them hit Rotlung Reanimator earlier on, and then like I later on went for Smother, Keg, and
So the story of this tournament was Meddling Maging and just vibing.
yeah,
throughout
just naming the Meddling Mage stuff was hard.
So was it like each time your opponent like reveals their hand and they just have all that card, or was it
I
just
definitely
kinda
hit
like,
stuff.
Yeah,
I definitely hit a lot of things. And then okay, that was like the Swiss. I think I split with Brad in the last round. We got some food. Top 8 match against rematch against Mike Packer. So I learned a lot from that.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
actually joking with him game one. I was like, oh, hopefully I'll meet you.
Figure
We'll
it
play
out.
again. No,
Yeah.
hopefully we play another match later today.
Yeah.
And it ended up happening. So he was on the play as the higher seed. And
This is a Weather Wayfarer matchup.
yeah, Weather Wayfarer is great in this. I knew he's on. He would at this point. I know he's not on Frantic Search, so I don't need to worry about like weird port tricks.
Stuff, yeah.
And he's not siding into creatures. So in the second game, I knew to side out all of my swords rather than hedging and keeping 2.
That's rough for him that you got all the tools after playing him in round 1.
Yeah, I mean, he knew my deck too, but I don't think it really changes his plan.
Yeah.
There. That one, the Meddling Mages are really interesting too, because like, we talked about this when you were playing GAT against Tide Control.
Yeah.
Same type of
Naming
thing.
counters, or
Meddling
naming
Mage, name the
plowshares
counters.
type stuff, or
Yeah,
intimidate,
so
protect
like
stuff.
I'm basically trying to like Meddling Mage, name counter spell, Slamageddon with blast backup if I need, or like just have enough mana to mana leak it, and then just porting a bunch in the interim.
Meddling Mage pushing through Armageddon seems like a strategy that should be explored more, or like an angle of play that people should add to their repertoire.
Yeah, but yeah, one of the games I got into some position where I was able to like, he was low on mana, and I was able to, I don't know exactly what it was, like, oh yeah, it was one game where I'm attacking with he's at 2, I'm attacking with a Treetop Village and a Weathered Wayfarer, so he has to Intuition for swords there and tap low. I let him swords, and then I go like, maybe I forget exactly what life was, but then I go Geddon, or like Meddling Mage into Geddon or something like that to stop him. But yeah, I Geddoned a lot of times against Replenish, and he was able to recover each time. Like it slowed him down, but he was able to recover. But then I made a big punt in the second game against him where I played my port into an early Armageddon. But I was basically just trying to keep him off of 4 mana, right? Or the right colors of mana. Because there's a stretch where I didn't really care if he played Replenish, but I cared about other stuff that he could have had. And then the round 3 was really good, I thought, against Kaplan.
Yeah, we'll have to catch that on coverage.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah,
Okay,
we'll
we
catch
got
that on coverage
We'll talk
like
about
in a week.
Yeah.
Zooming out, you helped TO this. That was fun. We got fun stuff together for giveaways. We expanded the venue multiple times, got more tables added so that we could fit more people. It feels like you have not gone into any pre-modern tournament since last LobsterCon with very much zeal, and you're just kind of vibing.
I was vibing at last 2024 LobsterCon too.
Okay, so you've just...
I just tested more for it.
Okay, well... Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's some zeal.
I mean, you played your deck, you know? You haven't really played that deck since, huh? Mono Blue Tide, of course.
Not at any... I mean, I played it at the last meetup to get everyone to think that I was playing it at this one.
Yeah, nice. Little decoy deck.
Yeah, I even like switched the sleeves from that deck to Billy's deck. So I put Billy's deck in the sleeves that I was using.
Nice.
The Michael J sleeves, just to throw some people off. But and I did want to test it. I actually did think it was a good deck for this format, for this field, because there's a lot of green decks. And my build of Tide that I gave to Billy was like very good, I think, against green. Like I small sample size. I played 3 post-board matches against a couple different Elves players. I was like, you take the play post-board, and Elves is typically a really bad matchup for Mono Blue Tide.
Of course,
and I won all 3 of them.
So you've got the tech, yeah.
Yeah, it's got 4 The sideboard is 4 Essence Flare, 2 Chill. So basically, cut 4 of the blue hate cards, red hate cards for Essence Flare. Essence Flare is not that good against burn, but like is not the worst.
It can do it,
yeah. And then 3 Dominate, 2 mana short, a Furnace, and I have a Furnace in the main, and 3 Annul. I don't know if that adds up, but...
How does the short help against green decks?
It's not good against green decks. It's there for the blue decks.
It's there for that, okay.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I played against Andy Vollmer on Thursday. He was on Landstill, and like, short's huge against that.
Yeah.
It's how you have a chance against the Dreadnought deck post post board,
Right,
where they
because
bring the
you
tides.
because you have like an ability to kind of like make things happen in your favor.
Yeah, because that matchup, like why it's really favorable game one, is that they have to fight on their turn over the Dreadnought, and then you have resources to fight over it again on your turn.
But you don't have resources when they tide you.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess like it's kind of weird saying that because Tide costs 4 mana.
Right.
But they're able to set like how it works against Dreadnought is game one is you could often let it resolve, and then you untap and Chain of Vapor and do this other stuff. If they get the Tide to resolve, like they can push through a spell if they need to, and they could push through the Tide on their turn if you don't force them to do any action, like other action, or and then you can't combat it afterwards.
Yeah. So the thing that I was getting at is like, what did you identify as like your relationship with your pre-modern? Do you care about winning? Do you care about improving? Do you care about building better decks? Like, what's been kind of your like objective?
Play what's fun.
Yeah, you're just having fun. You're just
I
vibing.
try to play different decks at all the meetups as much as I can. Mainly just vibing. It's a fun group of people. I like trying silly things. I guess I gravitate towards like control and combo things because I definitely think I play Terrageddon more as a control deck than
I think
other
that's
people
actually
do.
we've been hearing that from the Terrageddon mains, that they treat it as a control deck. So that's not complete. I mean, it's a mid-range deck, but having the idea that you're going to play in a controlling stance definitely changes how you approach things. So well, I mean, it's awesome to see you continue to succeed in pre-modern. We all have a ton of respect for you. I'm hyped at your results because I got to go around saying that you're the best TGED player in the country. Because, like, I don't know, man. Like, no, that's just drama. Everyone stopped playing TGED, so you're kind of like the only one who's doing it right now.
Well, and Detail.
Well,
and I beat him by 1 place.
Yeah, there you go. And everyone else is just playing Oath Spec and whatever the fun new toy is going to be next month in pre-modern. Any shout outs? Any last things?
Oh, but yeah, I did say I do. I like to try to win in the match. I'm trying to play well and like win the match, but I don't really care about the deck. Like, and I'm trying to fit my deck choice to the meta, but make my deck, the deck that I pick, as good as I can against my expected meta. But I'm not picking the deck for the meta often.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I want to play this fun deck, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
And
sometimes you fly in morning of the tournament from a wedding, and it's not too important that you win because then you can join your pal in the coverage booth.
Yeah, that was really fun. I did like that.
Yeah. Well.
Cool. Yeah. No, I think I'm kind of tired.
Yeah, we're all tired. It's 10 o'clock. The finals are still going on. Let's go ahead and bird the finals. Andy, thanks for the chat.
Cool.
Congrats on the top 4.
Thank you.